Welcome to the Realty Rundown, the podcast that cuts through the noise of the real estate world. Your hosts, seasoned industry experts Nick and Nate, are here to guide you through the entire process. Each week, they're breaking down the latest market trends, decoding complex jargon, and sharing insider secrets you won't find anywhere else. Whether you're buying your first home, selling a property, or building an investment portfolio, we provide the clear, actionable advice you need to make your next move your best move.
Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to the Realty Rundown from the Nic Wyse team at RE/MAX Results. We missed you last week. We were off for the Thanksgiving holiday, but we are back this week. And when I say we, I mean me, because Nathan is out with a cold. Honestly, I'm fighting one too. So if I sound like I've swallowed a sandpaper milkshake, that might be why. Even though I'm sick, I'm going to bring you this episode because there is a scam that is very real and it's very much hitting right here in Michiana. In fact, I have dealt with it twice in the last year. So it's very real. People need to know about it. Here's how it works. Scammers pose as property owners, usually out-of-state owners, heirs who inherited some land, or a longtime absentee landlord. What they do is they contact a real estate agent, they pretend to be the seller, and they ask to list the property quickly. And we're going to see a theme here. Quickly. They're going to be pushing for fast closings, big discounts, cash buyers, and they only communicate via email or text. They refuse video calls. They don't even want to talk on the phone, and they certainly aren't going to meet in person because they're frauds. Everything's very urgent. So what happens when a buyer appears and presents an offer, and it's usually, again, a really good discount on this amazing, we got 30 acres of land over here for $100,000. Something's wrong with that, right? Suddenly the buyer sends their money, they go to close, the scammer disappears, and the real owner has left no idea what's been happening in this whole process until somebody figures it out. When it's too late, the scammers got their money. So why does it work? The reason that the scam works and is so effective is because the properties targeted are either vacant or seldom checked. These aren't homes we're talking about, at least not in my experience. They've been vacant parcels of land. One of them was a very unique landlocked parcel of land. So even more rare. Nobody's checking on that thing. It's just sitting there. Both situations, the owners of that property were out of state, no longer lived in state, weren't checking on their land. So there's nobody there to notice when a sign goes in the yard and suddenly it's for sale. So, and there's also no tenant that's calling and saying, hey, why is my place listed on real estate websites? So scammers know what they're doing. They prey on these properties and they pick ones where nobody's watching. And now that we've got all this AI and identity theft technology, they can forge passports, driver's license. They can even make signatures that look completely legitimate until somebody gets a deeper dig into things. And by then, sometimes it's too late. So let's talk protection now. These are preventable. In both situations, I was able to do my due diligence and prevent these situations from going any further. But believe me, I got close. Somebody contacted me, said, I want to sell a bunch of land or a near lakefront property. I got excited. I started to do my research. I did analysis on both of them, both times. And when it got down to it, I said, hey, this is what I think it's worth. And they're like, we want to sell it for a lot less. Started to see some red flags. So you got to be cautious. For buyers, if you see deals that seem just way too good to be true, make sure your agent, make sure the title company independently verifies the seller's identity. Slow down. If the seller's demanding speed, just send me the wire. Big red flags. For sellers, if you own vacant land, check on it periodically. Have your local agent, your good friend, your realtor, have me go out and check on the property for you. Make sure they're keeping an eye on it. Hey, why did Joe's land get listed? Joe would always list that with me. Something's going on here. Make sure your contact information is current with the county so the county can get a hold of you if anything pops up. And you can also place fraud alerts and monitoring services on your properties. So for agents, guys, gals, this is big. Always make sure you are verifying the seller's identity and using more than one source. A lot of times when they're texting you, check that phone number. Here in Elkhart County, we have access to a product called Forewarn. You can check that phone number, make sure it matches up with the seller's identity. If it doesn't, red flag, you got a problem. Cross-check your tax records, mailing addresses, look at signatures, insist on video calls with the sellers. You got to see them. That's where we're at these days. If anything feels even a little bit off, just stop. Do your due diligence. Better lose a listing than to be a part of a six-figure scam. So Honestly, at this point, scammers are working harder than honest people. It's a mess. I've always said I don't understand why these people who are so creative and obviously have some intelligence can't just get a real job. They'd probably be CEOs of some company if they really just set their minds to it. But instead, they're out here trying to sell land that they've never even set their foot on. So, okay, hopefully that didn't sound too bad. I am sick. I've been coughing. I'm tired. But even I can spot these red flags in my condition. So if a seller won't get on a Zoom call, they're willing to sell you a $120,000 parcel for $60,000 in cash, and they want to do it quick, no. Don't do it, guys. That's not motivated. That's malicious. All right, guys, to sum it up, make sure you've got your bases covered. It all starts with having an agent who works for you and knows your situation. Your agent is your friend, and they're also your trusted watchdog. I'd be happy to be that for you. I know Nathan would too when he gets back. We look forward to having him back at full speed. The poor guy is still plugging away and working as hard as he can, but we got to give his vocal cords a rest when I just tore mine up, guys. That's it. That's episode 46 of the Realty Rundown. Nathan will hopefully be back next week at full strength. And until then, just remember, Nic knows, get yourself wise replies. We'll see you soon, guys.
And that's a wrap on another episode. Thanks for tuning in. We hope you had as much fun as we did. We love sharing real estate insights, but as you can see, we also love to have a good time. This energy and passion is what we bring to every client. Buying or selling a home is a huge deal, but it doesn't have to be stressful. With the right team, it can even be fun. Ready to make your move? Let's connect.